Good evening, everyone. My name is Samantha Carroll.
And I'm Michael Katzenberg, and we are honored to chair the Jewish Federation's annual meeting. Our mother, Susan Schulman-Pertnoy, is completing her term as board chair. So we are representing our 4 other siblings, including our sister Alex, who is here tonight, along with the other grandchildren.
But before we get to the celebrations and the speeches and all the award presentations, we want to honor the memories of the IDF soldiers who have died in the line of duty and acknowledge the 130 hostages who have been held in Gaza for the last 215 days. I'd like to bring to your attention to the chair in the front row tied with a yellow ribbon in solidarity for the hostages and as a gesture of hope that they will soon return home. Please join us in a moment of silence in their honor. Our hearts are with the families of those who have been killed, and we are concerned for the safety of all the Israelis, including those living in Jewish Palm Beach's partnership region in Israel, Tzahar, which is made of Safat, Hatzor Gilit, and Rosh Pina.
Tonight's Devar Torah will be a delivered recording from Israel by the director of our partnership region, Lior Solomon. Please turn your attention to the screens.
Good evening, dear friends. Thank you for the opportunity and the privilege of being with you this evening. I'm speaking to you from the holy city of Tzfat in our partnership region of Tzachar, Tzfat, Hatzor Gilit, and Rosh Pina. And I want to share a few words with you from this week's Torah portion, which we'll be reading on Shabbat. The Torah portion of Kedoshim, which means holy, actually begins with God telling us, "You should be holy because I, your God, am holy." The obvious question, how do we be holy? How can we become holy like God? So the portion continues to say a number of ways that we can perhaps uplift ourselves and as individuals become holy people. Those things include not to lie, not to steal, not to withhold workers' wages, don't bear a grudge, don't take revenge, don't spread gossip about others, don't swear falsely. Stand up when someone respectable comes into the room. Respect the elderly. Although challenging, if we're able to do those things, we can uplift ourselves and become better, if not holier, people. I think back to the 7th of October and everything that's been going on since. And I think about our relationship, the partnership between Palm Beach and the Tzachar community. It's never only been about dollars allocated, but about our strength and the relationship that we have together. Care about each other, to be there for each other. And it's never been so open and so revealing as since the 7th of October. From that very day, there's been an exchange of email, cards, letters, WhatsApps, concern for our safety, for what's been going on for the brothers and sisters of the Palm Beach Jewish community in Israel. But also vice versa. We in Tzachar see what's going on in the Jewish communities around the world, and in particular in Palm Beach, and are concerned about the rise in anti-Semitism and the challenges that the Jewish community have. I want to take this opportunity to firstly thank you all for the tremendous support that you've provided us since the 7th of October. I'll give a small anecdote about the solidarity missions that have come here. And I want to thank the leaders to continue to come and continue to be in groups to see us here. When those solidarity missions get off the bus, you naturally come and give a great hug, a bear hug even. And in the beginning I wondered, what is this hug? Are we actually the ones feeling the love and feeling the support? Or are we the ones giving the love and giving the support? And I think it works both ways. That hug shows our mutually enriching relationship that we have for each other. It's not only about us receiving the love and support, but it's about us providing the love and support to you as well. Once again, thank you all for everything you've done. Thank you for your continued support. We hope to see you here, continuing to come on solidarity trips, and obviously when times are better as well. Wishing you all the best, Batzlacha, and sending our love from Israel and from Tzachar.
Beautiful sentiments, Lior. Thank you. Tonight we are celebrating remarkable Jewish community leaders and partnerships. The most impactful partnerships we have are with the organizations you see on the screen. Our community recognizes your commitment and strength and the incredible work your organizations are doing to meet the growing needs at home and around the world.
We want to say a special thank you to our stepfather, Ronnie Portnoy, obviously for your unwavering love and support for our mom, but for chairing Federation's corporate philanthropy program. Corporate members whose businesses you see on the screen help fuel Federation's essential work. For the leaders whose terms on Federation's board or committees are ending, those remaining on the board, and those who are joining the board tonight, we sincerely thank you from Jewish Palm Beach. You're an example to us and future generations of leaders.
In just a few minutes, we will also acknowledge the achievements of the graduates of the 4 prestigious Mandel Leadership Training Programs, along with the recipients of the Robert S. and Seal N. Levy Young Leadership Award and several other distinguished award winners. We'll hear from Federation CEO Michael Hoffman, and we're especially looking forward to hearing from our mother. As we acknowledge these significant contributions, we also want to remember the leaders who are no longer with us. One of the most significant leaders in recent memory was Erwin Levy, who passed away in July.
I've known Erwin my entire life, and he stands as a powerful figure in my memory, much like our grandmother Barbara, for the profound impact he's made on the Jewish world. His presence resonates deeply, his influence felt in every corner of Jewish life. His memory lives on in the strength of this Jewish community, which he helped to build, and in his incredible family, who are much like my second family, and many who are here with us tonight, including Stacy and Mark Levy and Lynn Levy-Pasekis, and all of whom continue Erwin's legacy of leadership and philanthropy in this beautiful and vibrant community we all call home.
We also fondly remember the incredibly generous philanthropists we've lost this year who have made a lasting impact, including Robert Barron, Sidel Meyer, and Sidel Miller. This year, Betty Gilbert also passed away. She was the first female Federation board chair from 1974 to 76. Please join us in a moment of silence to honor their memories and the memories of all the extraordinary community leaders who passed away this year and whose names are on the screen. We are grateful for their dedication. May their memories be a blessing.
2 years ago, we joined you in watching our grandfather, Alan Schulman, install our mom as chair of Federation's board. Pops is not here tonight because he is in Las Vegas celebrating his 92nd birthday, what all 92-year-olds do. A man who has devoted such a large portion of his life to supporting Jewish peoplehood, and now his daughter, who has followed a path so similar to his, and our grandmother, Barbara Kay of blessed memory, who was a global philanthropist, launched the Mosaic television show, and was also chair of Federation's board of directors, just to name a few. And here's a fun fact. Our mom is the first Federation board of chair to have both parents previously serve as chair. We have a lot of work to do.
We say that the day Mom started co-hosting Federation's TV show Mosaic with our grandmother was the kickstart of her leadership journey. Mom leads and learns with an open mind and open heart. And asking questions, we marvel how she researches for her duties hosting Mosaic while preparing her notes for the next board meeting, or learning about a new program Federation or its partners are launching, or a Jewish community abroad that needs Federation support.
She's always there to make sure people feel that Palm Beach Jewish community is with them. Whether it's from Budapest, where Federation has a new partnership community, or whether it's in war-ravaged nations like Ukraine and now in Israel. All of us in the family, her children, Ronnie, everyone, including the grandkids who call her Mimi, still get very nervous when she travels to war zones. But that's what our community needs of her, and she goes where she is needed. And maybe not so secretly, it's pretty amazing to tell people that your mom is traveling to a war zone.
She shares what she's learned with everyone. In fact, we have a running bet in our family, an over-under, on how long it will take Mom to start talking about Israel at a family dinner or on a phone call. And just so you know, the under always hits. Mom leads by example. She would never ask you to get behind something that she hadn't already researched and found to be valuable and necessary. And knowing Mom, it would probably be an initiative that benefits generations to come. This is an enormous source of pride for our family. We are so grateful that at this pivotal time for global Jewish peoplehood, Susan Schulman Pertnoy is in our corner, fighting for the Jewish community in the Palm Beaches, in Israel, and all over the world, with courage, commitment, and joy.
Seeing how she encourages and values partnerships and leaderships has inspired the two of us to begin taking on leadership roles through volunteering locally. My oldest daughter, Peyton, has even gone to a few Mosaic tapings, and at her recent bat mitzvah is donating a portion of her funds to the JCC Camp Scholarship Foundation. So those who are unable to enjoy a camp experience are now able to.
We know our children are watching what we do the same way we watched our mom. We also know Mom is not doing this alone. She has unwavering support from an incredible executive committee and board of directors, and the remarkable professional leadership team at Federation with CEO Michael Hoffman at the helm. And with that, we are honored to introduce Michael Hoffman.
Thank you, Michael and Samantha, for co-chairing this event. And I have to tell you, just looking around, it is just so incredibly inspiring and powerful to be in a room with people who care deeply about the mission of Federation, who care deeply about building and strengthening Jewish life here in Palm Beach and in Israel and around the world, and who care deeply about being together as a Jewish community. So I want to thank all of you for coming and for coming out strong in light of what we're seeing in terms of hatred and anti-Semitism and all of these other challenges that we'll hear about. It sends a strong message to fill a room like this to demonstrate that we as a community will come out even stronger than before. And Samantha and Michael, it's very powerful to see, we used to be a community where we were not multi-generational, and to sort of have a third generation of leaders, of a family leadership sort of stepping onto this podium. I know we're really excited, and I know your mom is really happy also. And I think I speak for her when I say that she's looking forward to watching your leadership journey commence at the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. Hint, hint. I also want to thank Samantha and Michael for remembering the hostages in such a poignant and meaningful way. It's an exceptionally difficult time for Jews everywhere. And while the burden of rising anti-Semitism weighs heavily on us, I hope that each of us can take comfort in the many action steps that our Federation is taking to combat hatred. From supporting our partner organizations like Hillel, who are advocating on our campuses, in the state of Florida to ensure that our Jewish students have a safe and vibrant college experience, to the groundbreaking Palm Beach Center to combat anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism and hatred, which you will hear a little bit more about in a few minutes. This annual meeting is an opportunity for us to celebrate leaders like Susan and so many others in this room who are making a tremendous difference for our community here in Palm Beach and in Israel and around the world. And to say that it has been a pleasure to work with Susan as board chair would be an incredible understatement. And to say that I have talked with Susan frequently, many times a day, is also an understatement. But what I've observed about Susan is that she possesses that rare mix of intelligence, passion, empathy, and the leadership skills to bring diverse opinions and people together. Later in the program, Susan will review some of the remarkable initiatives that Federation has accomplished during her tenure, but I want to take a few moments just to share some fond memories that I've had while having the opportunity to partner and work with Susan during her term. First, Susan and I have traveled a lot, all over the world. And according to my count, over the past 2 years, we have traveled 122,747 miles. And I want to thank you, Susan, for not talking to me on the airplane. Susan started representing our federation before she even officially became board chair, participating on a Jewish Federations of North America solidarity mission to Israel during the Gaza conflict of May of 2021. In March of 22, just a few weeks after Russia invaded Ukraine, we visited the Polish-Ukrainian border, where tens of thousands of refugees were desperately fleeing their homes in a war zone, including thousands of Jews seeking safety across the border. We saw firsthand how Federation's global partners, the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee and the Jewish Agency for Israel, mobilized to meet the critical needs of those refugees, and how our community support was literally saving lives. And in the fall of 22, we were in Hungary, where we visited the new partnership with the Budapest Jewish Community Center to see how Federation is helping revitalize Jewish life after years of decline. In August of 23, we traveled into Ukraine during the second year of the war, where we heard and saw how our federation is helping Jews survive by providing ongoing support for the thousands of Ukrainians who have been displaced, homebound seniors, Holocaust survivors, and children who were inflicted by trauma. And on this trip, we did spend one night in a bomb shelter due to a Russian missile attack that was just a few miles away. And I want to thank Susan for waking me up so I didn't get bombed. And this attack was a reminder of the stark reality that Ukrainians live with each and every day. During her 2 years as chair, Susan traveled many times to Israel, including during the spring of 23 to celebrate Israel's 70th year of its independence. Accompanied by more than 100 people from the Palm Beaches, one of the highlights of the trip was celebrating the miracle of the founding of Israel in our partnership region in Sahar. And as Susan's term ends, Israel is now facing a tragedy in the aftermath of the brutal Hamas attacks on October 7th. And in typical Susan fashion, she said, Hineni, here I am, and participated on several solidarity missions to bear witness to the physical, emotional, and economic devastation of the terror attacks and the ensuing war. However, our most recent trip to Israel brought about a sense of hope that we are not alone in this existential fight against anti-Semitism, anti-Israel sentiment, and all forms of hatred. Susan led a community leader study tour of Israel, which was made possible through the Palm Beach Center to combat anti-Semitism and hatred, which launched last year during her tenure. We traveled with local non-Jewish community leaders in the Palm Beaches and visited a ravaged kibbutz, Hostage Square, Yad Vashem, and explored the complexities of Israeli society. This extraordinary opportunity gave the participants a deeper understanding of the situation on the ground and affected them in very personal ways. So much so that they are now actively sharing their experiences throughout the Greater Palm Beaches as incredible allies to our Jewish community and the state and the people of Israel. Our federation has proven to be a leader among Jewish federations throughout the country. And under Susan's leadership and encouragement, our federation has had the nimbleness and the boldness to meet these emerging challenges and opportunities at every single moment. And the crowning achievement of Susan's leadership is the Campaign for the Future. The Campaign for the Future is the single most ambitious fundraising campaign ever undertaken by our federation. And with the incredibly important goals of ensuring Jewish Palm Beach remains a thriving Jewish community now and for generations to come. Susan kicked off the Campaign for the Future 2 years ago, as only Susan can, while hosting a live taping of Mosaic. It has truly been a privilege to witness how Susan's warmth and her deep commitment to the Jewish people guides her in every single thing she does. It is therefore my honor to ask Susan to join me here so we can present her with a couple of gifts. Come on up. So I'd like to present you with two gifts on behalf of the Board of Directors in our community. The first is a beautiful photo frame and Shabbat candlesticks, both created by the artist Michael Aram.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here we go. Yeah. You can change the picture.
Look at the picture.
It's us. It's us. It's my significant other, Ronnie, as you said. Susan, you are a woman of valor and an authentic leader to our Jewish community, an example to all of us of what to strive for in our leadership. So while you're here under the literal spotlight, I have one more surprise and a few special guests. I'd like to call up Mark and Stacy Levy and Lynn Pasekis to the stage.
So, Susan, we grew up together.
Did.
We've known each other for years, and I'm not going to specify exactly how many, but since we were very young. Our mom, Jean Levy, loved you dearly, and we believe you have followed her example of leadership in our Jewish community. Therefore, on behalf of a grateful community and our esteemed board of directors, it is our honor to announce that you are the recipient of the 2024 Jean Levy Community Leadership Award, the most prestigious award our community gives to any lay leader each year. Congratulations.
Whoa. Very nice. Do I sit down now?
Yeah, you can sit down because you have to come back up. We'll have a chance to further celebrate Susan's leadership when she formally receives the award at our Celebrating Philanthropy event, which is held on December 9th at the Kravis. Put it on your calendars. Mark, Stacy, and Lynn, thank you for your leadership. We're so proud to have the entire Levy family as such dedicated leaders to our federation. It is now my pleasure and honor to call upon Susan.
Thank you, Michael. You're such an amazing partner and true friend and an advocate of mine and the Jewish people. You set the tone for this organization, and you continue to encourage staff to think out of the box, suggest new ideas, and take risks in order to raise the caliber of our federation. There's no question that Federation is where it is today because of your leadership. And I'm humbled by the kind words you shared about me and by the trust the community placed in me over the last 2 years. This experience has been life-affirming and life-changing. So much of the successful initiative launched during my tenure are a direct result of the commitment of our board of directors, whose names you see on the screen, and of course, my kitchen cabinet, the Executive Committee. Federation has a true working board who are deeply engaged, take their responsibilities seriously, and actively participate in the governance of our Federation. And as you've heard, my leadership journey started with what I learned by osmosis from watching my parents and their closest friends help to create this community. And now I'm sure you can imagine my pride after hearing two of my children who live in the community speak earlier in the program. I hope that one day all six of them move here, but mother can dream. The lesson here, our kids really are watching and learning from us. During the 2022 annual meeting, when I was installed as board chair, I spoke about the importance of our community being inclusive so that my children and your children and generations to come feel welcome here and want to participate in Jewish life. So many of our young people don't know how or where to begin their connection, but they do know they want to do good, and that's often through volunteerism. That's why it was a privilege to name our incredibly successful Jewish Volunteer Center after Dorothy and Sidney Cole and their extended family. The Coles have demonstrated over the course of many years their generosity and commitment to bettering our entire community. During these past 2 years, I was so pleased to build upon several inclusivity efforts which began during Hope Silverman's term. Acknowledging LGBTQ+ Jews has been an important step towards including all Jews in the Palm Beaches. And I'm proud that we've worked with the 3 other federations in South Florida, plus 8 other partner organizations and Keshet to learn how to be more welcoming. And for the past 2 years, Federation has participated in the Pride Parade held in Lake Worth. I actually participated myself. I look forward to seeing how our connections will continue to evolve for dedicated volunteers, supporters, and our LGBTQ+ Jewish families. I'm also proud to say that we are connecting with so many interfaith families, and we're planning more ways to create a seat at the table for everyone. In the last 2 years, we have created strong partnerships with leading organizations like One Table. With them, we are connecting young adults with Jewish traditions in exciting ways, and we're a pilot community for their groundbreaking Together at One Table program for active adults. This is literally bringing Jews of all ages to the Shabbat table in whatever way feels right for them. Debbie Shapiro and the Human Resources Leadership Development Committee are helping to expand the Mendel Center for Leadership Development. This year, we launched a new program, and we're concluding our community's participation in the renowned Wexner Heritage Program. These are significant investments in the future, and when you see the graduates of these programs, it'll be clear that we're really getting an excellent return on our investment. Education is such an integral part of Jewish life, and I know it holds a special significance to my father and Elizabeth. That's why our new relationship with the Shalom Hartman Institute is so exciting. They're a global leader in Jewish thought and learning, and our community will benefit from their expertise in strengthening Jewish peoplehood, identity, and connections to Israel. We're also excited about the Jewish Women's Foundation. They offer participants called trustees a chance to join together and provide grants to organizations that address critical needs of particular importance to women. And this year, they created several meaningful grants to programs like the Lord's Place and its support for the homeless, and rape crisis centers in Israel. We appreciate the leadership of Helene Weingarten, the JWF Leadership Council, and all the trustees for their partnership in bringing Jewish Women's Foundation back home to Federation. We know from studies and from firsthand experiences, when we build connections between generations, everybody benefits. So we've partnered with the national organization Jewish Grandparents Network. Through the leadership of Lynn Caston and a dedicated committee, we've created the Jewish Grandparents Initiative locally that is providing innovative opportunities for older and younger generations to bond in a Jewish context. On a more somber note, the wars in Ukraine and Israel and the rise of anti-Semitism here at home are illuminating the importance of groundbreaking programs that we launched in these past 2 years. We established the Stacy and Mark Levy Center for Israel and Overseas to recognize the extraordinary philanthropy of my dear friends Stacy and Mark. This is an incredible special program for me. Having grown up here in Palm Beach with the Levys, I'm aware of their deep and genuine commitment to Israel and the Jewish people. And the work of the Levy Center is to bring about strong connections with Jewish communities around the world. This includes our ongoing support of the people of Ukraine over the past 2 years. I've seen firsthand how we're saving lives over there. The Levy Center is also behind our new partnership with Budapest, Hungary, where Jewish life was once nearly wiped out. We're providing support for our new sister cities, JCC, for their leadership programs, for human services, and more. We're nurturing Jewish culture there and connecting new generations of Jews with their heritage in a meaningful way. Budapest is now serving as a model for other cities across Central and Eastern Europe in this regard. The Levy Center is also innovating the ways that we connect with and support the people of Israel. We benefit from cultural emissaries and educational programs that connect us to all aspects of Israel culture. And now, since the war, the center is helping to provide aid to the people and economy of Israel. In fact, we're undertaking a new Communities Together partnership to help Kibbutz Ein HaShlosha recover from the devastation of the October 7th attacks. Another groundbreaking initiative is the Palm Beach Center to Combat Anti-Semitism and Hatred. The center's work is shaped by the remarkable generosity of its 125 donors and support from our annual campaign. And it benefits from the extraordinary leadership of its esteemed co-chairs, Richard Friedman and Stephen Tannenbaum, along with its advisory committee. The center galvanized our Jewish community to confront the scourge of anti-Semitism. The center funded the recent Community Leaders Study Tour of Israel that you just heard Michael mention. The trip has changed me forever, and you'll see why when you watch this video.
We're in downtown Tel Aviv. If you look at this number right here, 136 days, that 140 hostages are still in Gaza, and it gives you a whole different feel for what they're going through.
We are here less than a mile away. You see the border between Israel and the Gaza Strip. And we're here because we have to go home and we have to tell this story over and over and over again.
As an African-American female, I understand and can align with how the victims of anti-Semitism feel. And I believe as a leader in our community, it's my responsibility and my moral obligation to do what I can to help combat that.
There's something about being in these environments that my understanding of the Jewish people of Israel. It really does give a whole different perspective than what you may see on television or what you may read on the news.
To walk through Kfar Aza, to see the destruction, to hear the stories of family and friends who've been murdered and taken or still taken. When you're standing there, when you see it as its story is being told, the reality of it is impossible to truly convey.
I felt like there's no way I could have gained the perspective that I had without being here.
There are things that we can learn and hopefully do better. Have more people not be silent. Have more people stand up and say, we're not going to tolerate this.
The focus of this hate at this time, as it was back in Nazi Germany, was to annihilate the Jewish community. And you realize that that hate doesn't just stop with the Jewish community. They will go on to the next group.
It really will be helpful to me when I speak to educators and parents and students about why we need to support Israel.
As you heard, the participants have been conducting speaking tours across Palm Beach County, and they'll continue to do so throughout the year. The center is also making it possible for us to take groups of educators to the Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. Nearly 50 Palm Beach County school principals and faculty, along with 4 Holocaust survivors, will travel there this summer to learn about racism, hate, and anti-Semitism. Building relationships and allyships with non-Jewish communities is crucial to ensuring a healthy future for our community. And one of the best ways for us to shine a spotlight on what's taking place in Jewish Palm Beach and beyond is with our innovative Mosaic television show, which just wrapped up its 45th season. I've been fortunate to host the show for several years now. Hundreds of Jewish thought leaders, celebrities, authors, politicians, influencers, activists, college students, and community leaders have appeared on the show. These interviews have been seen tens of thousands of times this year, with the show airing on our local ABC station, online, on social media, and now as a podcast. I'll admit that taping a dozen or so episodes each year while being board chair was a bit of a challenge, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. And I look forward to spotlighting more compelling issues and newsmakers next season. So many of those episodes are based on the life-saving work done by our partner organizations. So I want to express my sincere gratitude to our local partners, all of which have representatives here this evening. Alpert Jewish Family Service, Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach, Kramer Senior Service at Mort Life, Mandel JCC, Meyer Prep, and our global partners, Birthright Israel, JDC, and the Jewish Agency for Israel, just to name a few. It's a pleasure and a privilege to work alongside you. Our partners and our donors consistently help where they're needed. So after October 7th attacks, when we immediately started fundraising to help our brothers and sisters in Israel, our community showed up in a very big way. Thousands of donors contributed an astounding nearly $10 million to our Israel Terror Relief Fund. Since the early days of the conflict, this generosity has provided vital trauma support, financial assistance to affected families, business loans, rebuilding infrastructure, and so much more. Every cent you have provided is urgently needed. You have left no doubt that we will be there in the long term to help our family in the Jewish homeland heal the emotional and economic wounds of the attacks and ongoing war. Our community showed up once again during the Israel Solidarity events Federation organized in the days after the attacks. It was so gratifying to see the entire Jewish community joined by many of our non-Jewish allies in the broader community. I'm very grateful to Roz Leopold, Chair of Community Strategy and Planning, and Brian Seymour, Israel and Overseas Chair. Their guidance and commitment that Roz and Brian have demonstrated, especially since October 7th, has paved the way for our successful response to needs on the ground in Israel, and it's our duty to launch emergency efforts like this. At the same time, we must continue to address the critical needs here at home and elsewhere. And this year, you and thousands of others in Jewish Palm Beach have contributed $66 million to our many forms of giving. Our 2024 annual campaign, targeted gifts to our programs and partners, and new endowments with our William A. Meyer Jewish Community Foundation. That's incredible. Of this total, generous donors have contributed $20 million to our unrestricted annual campaign. Women's philanthropy accounts for nearly half of our annual campaign. To give you some perspective, we've had a surge in total contributions over the last 6 campaign years. Over the last 2 years alone, the donations have increased by nearly 70%. Of course, our success is thanks to the tireless work of this year's campaign leadership, starting with Charles Gottesman, Development and Campaign Chair, and Vivian Lieberman, our Women's Philanthropy Campaign Chair. You can see the other remarkable campaign leaders on the screen, and they're joined by hundreds of campaign ambassadors representing communities from Boynton Beach, west to Wellington, east to Palm Beach, and north into Martin County. Our ambassadors volunteer their time, energy, and talents to inspire others to give, and we are so grateful to them. Establishing the future financial health of our community has never been more important. Our campaign for the future has been a significant source of pride for me. I'm so inspired and truly touched by the number of people who believe in the direction of this federation, and so many have made significant commitments to the future of Jewish Palm Beach. And I'm so proud to announce that our community has contributed an exceptional $215 million to campaign for the future. None of this would be possible without the visionary leadership of Bill Meyer. Bill, along with the Campaign for the Future Cabinet, is redefining philanthropy in this community. Therefore, an organization as successful and large as our federation needs detailed planning for the future. That's why I'm grateful to Steve Ellison and a special task force who stepped forward to provide leadership in creating a new strategic plan for our federation. A little later, you will hear an overview of the outstanding plan that we are so excited to unveil this evening. One of the key aspects is to place a renewed focus on our interactions with our donors. And one of the ways we plan to do this is by adhering to our newly developed Donor Bill of Rights under the leadership of Charles Gottesman. This is a philosophy that reminds us all that Federation is a center for Jewish philanthropy, where you can be proud of the impact you create with Federation, where you can feel connected to like-minded donors and the larger community, where you are empowered to make informed giving decisions, where you are confident in receiving clear and accurate information about our organization, and where you feel appreciated for your contributions. Contributions from our corporate members are vital to the work we do as well. And I want to give a special shout out to my husband, Ronnie, who is the corporate philanthropy chair. Let's take a moment to watch this video acknowledging our corporate members.
Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County extends our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed corporate members. Your unwavering generosity and exemplary leadership are deeply appreciated and vital to our mission. The steadfast support of corporate members ensures care for seniors and Holocaust survivors, fosters inclusive communities for individuals with disabilities, and provides vital resources such as meals, mental health support, and financial assistance to families in crisis. Additionally, corporate members help safeguard the people of Israel and combat anti-Semitism and hatred. Your compassion and dedication truly make a profound difference in countless lives. Federation takes great pride in recognizing our distinguished corporate members, whose commitment drives our collective efforts to contribute to a better world.
I often refer to Federation professionals as my extended family. Jewish Palm Beach is beyond fortunate to have such highly skilled and devoted individuals leading the way and providing their expertise in every aspect of the organization. We benefit from a true professional volunteer partnership, and for that we are all deeply grateful. Would all the professionals and staff from the Federation please stand up that are in the room because we want to applaud you. And now a few final thoughts. A heartfelt thank you and love to my husband, Ronnie, and to my family for their patience and understanding when I've literally been unavailable multiple times over the last 2 years, either because I'm in a meeting, attending events, or traveling around the world, mostly in war zones. Although, as you heard Michael say, I only wound up in a bomb shelter once. Now that I'll have all of this free time, I promise to be available to you guys. But watch what you wish for, and yes, I'll pick Blake up at school, and yes, I'll go to Georgia's play. Barry Berg. Our Jewish community is lucky to have you as the next Federation chair. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm always just a phone call, email, or text away. But I have no doubt that our community is truly in good hands with you at the helm. At last year's annual meeting, I remember Hope Silverman saying that she was now part of a relaxed and smiling group of past board chairs. Hope, I can now fully appreciate what you meant, and I'm happy to join your club. I'm inspired by you all, and thank you for this privilege. It will be in my heart forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. My name is Beth Wayne. I'm honored to hold several positions within Federation, including serving on the board of directors. I'm excited to present the leadership portion of tonight's annual meeting. 14 years ago, in the Emerging Leadership Program, I met some of my closest friends and started my Federation journey. I have completed the Mandel Leadership Institute program, and I am currently participating in the prestigious Wexner Heritage Program. During my leadership training journey, there are many women in this community who have been role models and mentors for me. Among them, Amy Jonas, Karen List, Susan Schulman-Pertnoy, Hope Silverman, and so many more. These women have taught me that leadership and community are deeply interwoven. That fact has become even more apparent through my years of service, and I've been inspired by different perspectives. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs gave one such perspective. He said, "Good leaders create followers. Great leaders create leaders." I am a product of this community's deep-rooted commitment to leadership. Federation and the Mandel Center for Leadership Development have invested in me and my passion for a strong community. I'm giving back by taking on the role of incoming co-chair for Jewish Federation of North America's National Young Leadership Cabinet. This is the first time a leader from Jewish Palm Beach has held this role, and I am deeply honored. Taking on a national role has given me the opportunity to experience Jewish life and peoplehood on cabinet missions. In fact, I just returned from Argentina, where I was truly amazed seeing vibrant Zionism despite the current state of global affairs. Jewish Argentinians are deeply committed to living Jewish lives in a beautiful way. This mission had a profound effect on me and is encouraging me to continue exploring and continue asking why, and maybe more importantly, why not? I'm now thrilled to debut a video about 4 of our signature leadership programs, all of which are graduating cohorts tonight.
The Mandel Center exists in order to train lay and professional leaders. The Mandel Center is really a community resource for everyone or anyone who is saying, I need help with leadership, or I'm an excellent leader, but I need this tool. LEAP is this amazing new program. It stands for Leadership, Engagement, Action, and Planning. And we really teach them those 4 core competencies as we go through the curriculum. It's really an entry point for young leadership.
I think leadership starts with a passion, and when you have a passion, putting your talents to that passion to drive a cause forward, that's what leadership, truly is.
I think what's great about this leadership program in particular is that it's showing us some of the sister agencies, what the Jewish Federation does, and it's really leaving it open-ended.
It is the vehicle that allows us to be connected. And through philanthropic endeavors in supporting our community and supporting Israel, we grow a stronger community. We need programs like this to bring folks in their 20s and 30s together, involve them in the Jewish community, involve them in Jewish culture, because there needs to be a next generation of leadership.
The Emerging Leadership Program has existed for over 14 years in this community. It's our flagship program.
I came into the ELP program not knowing much about the Jewish Federation, mostly surface level knowledge. But joining the program, you learn a lot from basic leadership skills and from hearing from the different speakers about the topics of leadership to the nitty-gritty of how different programs operate within the Federation. What does the Federation offers to the community?
Leadership is something you need a community for. You can take the first step by yourself, but you need people around you who are going to help you and who are going to support you in your leadership goals. ELP has made me so excited to live here, and I always tell everyone that I meet now all about Jewish Federation and all of our organizations and how exciting it is to live here and be a part of Jewish Palm Beach.
The Mandel Leadership Institute started 6 years ago. We identified that there was a real disconnect in our community, from young leadership to leaders who were serving and needing that next step or needing a refresher.
Everyone in that room, they have something to offer, all from different walks of life.
What I love about MLI, if you are an early adapter and you're new to the leadership training, you're learning it. If you're seasoned and have sat on many boards, you're able to take it to the next level.
Leadership to me means having the capacity to not only take care of yourself, but to help those around you. Getting people to show up and give heads and hearts and hands to efforts. What Jewish Federation does is it knows the people. So it allows for connections that wouldn't otherwise potentially naturally be made. It creates the place for broader community connection.
Our community was selected to participate in the Wexner Heritage Program.
So the mission of the foundation and of the Wexner Heritage Program is to train and strengthen volunteer leaders in the Jewish community by giving them context for Jewish history, Jewish thought, and ideas about leadership to make them more visionary, more collaborative, more passionate in their exercising of Jewish leadership in the community today.
I've personally gained a lot in the way of knowledge. So to learn about Bible, Tanakh, Jewish history, anti-Semitism through the ages, which has helped me relate to my life and current situations and my family.
I realize the importance that each person can play in the community and the role of the leader to help facilitate and bring out everybody's special abilities in that community.
Naturally, I don't believe you can be a leader just by sitting back on the bench. And whether you're more vocal or less vocal doesn't have anything really to do with it. I think it's more so getting involved, showing support, going to an event, asking questions, whatever it may be. We need to be there to further the Jewish community and hopefully thrive and prosper here. It's not going to happen on its own.
I'm going to invite this year's graduates from LEAP, ELP, MLI, and Wexner to stand, along with all previous graduates of ELP and MLI. Oh, not yet, sorry. Will this year's graduates of LEAP please stand? Will the graduates of ELP please join them? Graduates of MLI, please stand. And finally, the graduates of the Wexner Heritage Program. Mazel tov to you all. And now I'd like to invite all previous graduates of any Mandel leadership programs in our community to stand. This is the power of leadership in this room. We come together at different ages and stages of life, and we thrive in this multi-generational community. Now it is time to recognize 2 young leaders in our community with the Robert S. and Seal N. Levy Young Leadership Award. It is my pleasure to introduce last year's award recipients, Jason Del Grasso and Amy Twilliger, to present this year's recipients.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. The Robert S. and Seal N. Levy Young Leadership Award recognizes young leaders who devote time and energy to better the Jewish community of the Palm Beaches.
Named for the founders of our Federation's Young Leadership Division, this award has honored more than 80 young leaders in the Palm Beaches since the 1970s. And those leaders have continued building toward the Levy's vision of a strong, vibrant Jewish community.
Amy and I were honored to receive this award at last year's annual meeting. Tonight, we are pleased to present it to this year's recipients, Barry Litt White and Jason Kalisman. Yes, Kalisman. Sorry, excuse me, Kalisman. Sorry, man, they butcher my last name all the time, too. It's okay.
Mine too.
Yeah. Barry Litt White has shown herself to be a committed community leader. Her leadership has grown through her service on the Mandel JCC Board of Directors, and now as she chairs the Mandel JCC Audit Committee. Barry is a graduate of MLI Cohort 4 and a true community connector in the Boynton Beach area. When Barry wants something, she simply makes it happen. We love that. Good trait. For anyone who knows Barry, you know that her enthusiasm is contagious. As a PhD level professor of accounting, wow, she is a unique mix of highly technical and incredibly warm. She truly has a passion for community. Barry, congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Wow. Hello. What gorgeous words. Thank you. Oh, so first, I hear that Barry Berg was the first ever recipient of this award years ago. Oh, that's okay. Well, big and amazing shoes to fill. I'd like to thank the Levy family for their tremendous legacy of community service, and particularly for this award that inspires people like us just establishing our voices and our identities as Jewish leaders in the community. It's wonderful. Thank you. I like to infuse, as was beautifully said, my passion, my talents into our collective Jewish community as meaningfully as I can, whether that's work year-round on the Mandel, for the board and committees for our Mandel JCC of the Palm Beaches, or my life as a professor that allows me to serve the URJ Camp Coleman community each summer. Supporting these organizations and building these communities is critical. And it's, as we all know, never been more critical than now. And so lastly, I'm going to try to hold it together. Excuse me. I would like to dedicate this award to my mother, Toby Litt, daughter of Holocaust survivors, born and raised in Israel. She passed away when I was just a teen, but I was still able to witness her leadership, her connection to her Judaism, and her ties to her community that still inspire everything I do. And when I get to do this beautiful work, and when my 3 children get to witness and be part of this beautiful work, we feel more connected to her, and we feel more connected to the deep, deep roots of our family and our greater Jewish community. And for that, I am so grateful. I am so honored, and thank you.
Truly beautiful words, and congratulations again. We have another award recipient, Jason Kalisman, and his strong commitment to Jewish life and community is evident through his involvement in the Jewish Federation, Palm Beach Center to Combat Anti-Semitism and Hatred, and and a fundraising project that he did after October 7th. His efforts raised more than $3 million for the Israel Terror Relief Fund. Yeah. It's amazing. Jason demonstrates his sincere commitment to community service, and his passion for community engagement and educational outreach further underscore his impact. Jason, come on up. I'm honored to present you with this award. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Sam and Michael for leading today's meeting, Federation leadership, and I would especially like to thank David Windrich for encouraging me to become more active with the Federation, and Rich Friedman for asking me to be a founder of the Center to Combat Anti-Semitism and Hatred. It's been an honor to be a part of something so powerful and relevant during this dark hour in the world. When David asked me to get more involved with the Federation 2 years ago, I told him that the area of focus that I wanted to concentrate my involvement on was the rising anti-Semitism in Palm Beach County. While I thought the need was important then, I never could have imagined the world we face as Jews today. For many of my generation, raised in the aftermath of the Holocaust, there was a belief that such horrors could never happen again. The anti-Semitism of the 1930s and 40s was something that belonged to our grandparents and parents' generation. Like many young Jewish Americans, I naively believed that that kind of anti-Semitism would never happen in my America. Recent events have shattered that illusion, reminding us that Jewish freedom is fragile and must be fiercely defended. While I'm deeply saddened by the hatred we are seeing in Palm Beach County and around the world, I'm also hopeful that the collective strength and resilience of the Jewish people, and especially that of my generation and this community, who have risen to the occasion and are banding together in this fight as they never have before. Jay, Sander, and Mitch Levy, thank you so much for continuing your parents' incredible legacy of building a strong and vibrant Jewish community. I'm deeply honored and humbled to accept this award. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time for our wonderful Young Leadership Award winners and all of our leadership graduates. And now I'd like to introduce the Vice Chair of the Executive Committee of the Federation's Board of Directors, Steve Ellison.
Good evening, everyone. It is very exciting to be here and unveil an effort in which I have been so privileged to participate. Federation's last strategic plan was created in 2012. Some of you were not in this community at that time. Some of you may have been in high school at that time or even before. Some of us have been involved in this community for a long time, and we'll deal with that. It's safe to say that things have changed just a little bit since then. Like any organization or business, Federation leadership wisely recognized that the creation of a new strategic plan was paramount in creating a roadmap, helping Federation most effectively serve as the engine of today's Jewish Palm Beach and that of the coming years. This is one of the largest, most exciting, and fastest changing Jewish communities in North America, and a lot more growth is on the horizon. Fortunately, Michael told me when I did this there would be no math, so I haven't put together the numbers for you tonight. More growth is coming, and changing diversity, as well as unique demographics and significant challenges we face, all require a well-thought-out approach. Creating a strategic plan allowed us to better understand our community's needs and strengthen Federation's role and impact to nurture enduring Jewish experiences. As you can imagine, an endeavor of this magnitude requires tremendous effort from many dedicated people. In December 2022, we established a strategic planning task force, which I am proud to have served as chair. As you can see up on the screen, our task force was comprised of some of the most talented, intelligent, creative people in our community. Please join me in acknowledging them for their remarkable leadership. We enlisted the support of our national partner, Jewish Federations of North America. Acknowledging the Palm Beaches as one of the United States' most significant Jewish communities, JF&A gifted us two incredible professionals to facilitate our strategic planning process. Sarah Eisenman, Chief Community and Jewish Life Officer, and Alon Kramer, Senior Director of Community Engagement. Sarah and Alon guided our task force, led us in many different ways, and facilitated dozens of community conversations over the last 16 months. They were incredible researchers, thinkers, and collaborators, always bringing open minds, smart ideas, and the prudence of national resources. Actually, as proof of their dedication, Sarah and Alon are here with us tonight as part of the release of our new strategic plan. Sarah and Alon, please stand and be recognized. With Sarah and Alon's guidance, our strategic planning process was divided into 4 key phases: defining an essential planning question and key focus, establishing a clearer sense of the current state of Federation, determining our strategic directions, and finally developing a measurable, achievable implementation plan. Sarah and Alon facilitated focus groups and ongoing conversation with Federation's senior team and all staff forums, the past board chairs of Federation, professional leadership of our partner organizations, and the Federation board. They met with well over 200 people. They researched demographic patterns and delved deeply into community studies. And they conducted a classic SWOT analysis, that's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, to build an overview of Federation's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Here are some of their findings. Strengths. Among our greatest strengths, Federation's passionate and committed professional team, a robust leadership pipeline, strong relationships with partner organizations, and a demonstrated ability to address significant community needs. Weaknesses. We learned of perceived weaknesses, past perceptions of Federation, a lack of clarity over our organization's unique role, and areas of improvement within our operations. Opportunities. We uncovered external opportunities, our community's strong commitment to Jewish philanthropy and engagement, our surging Jewish population, and critical civic issues where Federation can add significant value. Finally, threats. We unearthed outside threats, our area's rising cost of living, our vast geographic size, and changes in Jewish affiliation patterns. I would like to note at this point the incredible ability of Sarah Alon, our own amazing professionals, and the exceptional task force to adapt to the changing landscape that our world has found in the last 8 months. A year ago, this plan would have looked far, far different. We have now created a plan that leverages our strengths, addresses weaknesses, and positions Federation to thrive amid local growth and global challenges. Later in the program, Board Chair-elect Barry Berg will share the plan's exciting key directions. I am pleased to say with complete confidence that our plan builds upon Federation's effectiveness to better meet the needs of Jewish Palm Beach and fulfill our responsibilities to Israel and our global family. Thank you to all who contributed to this forward-looking, thoughtful approach that will enhance our future with an even stronger presence in the lives of this amazing Jewish community. And now I would like to invite Hope Silverman to the stage. Hope is Federation's immediate past board chair for about 3 more minutes and chair of the 2024 nominating committee. Hope?
everyone. As the immediate past board chair, I have the honor of chairing the current nominating committee. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Susan. Susan, the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach is proud to recognize your outstanding leadership and commitment to our Jewish people. You have done an incredible job leading this organization. Your compassion, commitment, was evident in everything you did. Welcome, as we've said before, to the best club ever, the Past Chairs Club. I'm also very proud of my dear friend, Barry Berg. Barry, you have been deeply dedicated to the Palm Beach Jewish community for many years. You are so deserving of this position, and I know that you will do a fantastic job as the next board chair. Congratulations. First, I would like to ask the 2023-2024 Executive Committee to please stand and remain standing. Will the 2023-2024 Board of Directors please join them in standing and remain standing? I hereby discharge you of your duties. You have all served with dedication and commitment to the Jewish community. Thank you for your service. Please join me, everyone, in a round of applause. Thank you. The nominating committee members whose names are on the screen have been hard at work these past few months and have carefully selected a group of talented individuals as the 2024-2025 Executive Committee and Board of Directors. As approved by Federation's bylaws, the new officers, Executive Committee, and Board of Directors were elected earlier this evening at the Federation Board meeting. We will now have the board installation. Please welcome Rabbi Resnick to the stage to do the honors and to provide a few inspiring words about leadership. Rabbi.
Hi, everybody. Hope, thank you so much for your commitment to Jewish Palm Beach. It's been a lot of work, and we are incredibly grateful to you. And Susan, I echo all the words that have been said about you tonight, except add a few. We really all love you so much. You're the best. And in a moment, I have the pleasure of installing the 2024-2025 Executive Committee and Board of Directors of Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. But first, I'd like to share a brief Hasidic story with you. Pop quiz, everybody. The Hebrew letter Shin, you know, the one that's on your mezuzot, on your doors. So, two letters in Hebrew are almost identical, Shin and Sin, okay? How do you tell them apart? What side of the Shin is the little dot? On the right side or the left side? Come on, who wants it to be on the left side? Who wants it to be? Never mind, I'm not going to do this with you. So here's the deal. Shin has a dot on the right side. Sin has a dot on the left side. Now, a young little boy in this Hasidic story asked his father, Dad, why is it that I have one nose, one mouth, but two eyes? I mean, why did God create me this way? So the answer, the father says, so you can tell the difference between the Shin and the Sin. You need two eyes to be able to make a fine distinction between one and the other. What he's really saying is that you have to be able to tell the difference between two things that look very close alike. Our world is filled with millions of trivialities and distractions. And we need our eyes to be able to know, to suss out the little distinctions between what really matters in this world and what doesn't. How many billions of hours a year are spent playing Candy Crush? Believe me, at some point, you're going to get old and you're going to think, oh my God, I can't believe I just spent, 40 days worth of time playing this insipid, stupid game. I don't actually play Candy Crush. I play something stupid, a different stupid. And it's fine, but you have to know the difference. And that's what this is all about. And in a few moments, I'm going to ask people to stand who have used their other eye to know what really truly matters about what it means to be a Jewish leader and why Judaism is such an essential thing in our world today. When we witness so much of people living with values that are so antithetical to what we truly believe and stand for, we understand why we need two eyes, to be able to distinguish what matters and what really doesn't. And with having the people who volunteer their time and give of their heart and soul to make this community and Judaism stronger, you understand why we have two eyes and how they're definitely using one of them in the absolute correct way. And so it is my privilege to begin the installation right now. And I'd like to call your attention to the screen behind me. Will the 2024 and 2025 Executive Committee please stand and remain standing? Will the 2024-2025 Board of Directors, new and continuing, please rise and join the Executive Committee and remain standing. The Federation Board also includes past Federation Board chairs. And local partner organization representatives, please rise. You should clap for them as well. I sincerely thank you for committing to lead our Federation and the Jewish community. You have the responsibility to ensure Federation continues to impact the lives of Jewish people here in Israel and in 70 countries around the world. Our community has complete confidence in your leadership. It is my honor to officially install you as the 2024-2025 Board of Directors of the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County. Mazel tov. And together may we go from strength to strength. Please have a seat. And now for the honor of presenting the new Federation Board Chair, please welcome Sandy Backlor.
First of all, thank you, Rabbi. You have wise words about leadership, and to me that's been inspiring. And I get to hear his wise words often here in the synagogue, so it's a pleasure for me to know that he's inspired many, many people before, and many of the people in this room. Susan, you're great. As you're concluding this job, board chair, going home to Ronnie, I remember years back, my late wife Arlene was a mentor to you. Your mom was a great mentor to you. She was a fierce mentor. She was also a mentor to me. So we had some pretty good training along the way. So I congratulate you in all ways because you've been wonderful to be working with for the past couple of years. I know that Barbara, Arlene, they're proud of you, so it's good for me to say that. But I'm here tonight to talk about Barry Berg, to install Barry. He's the next board chair of the Jewish Federation. I had the nice honor to have him ask me if I would install him. I felt pretty good about that. I was rather humbled, and I've told him that. But let me indulge you for just a moment as to what I see in his future role. We've just gone through a lot of stuff on the television for the past week or two about the NFL drafts. We've all been watching to see which team is going to get the good players and all that kind of stuff. And it's been interesting to watch the amount of time that's been spent to find a good quarterback. Our board chair has to be a good quarterback. He's the guy who has to be a decisive leader. He has to be clear about our offense, because he's going to take our team to the Super Bowl for the next 2 years. And the team can only do that if they've earned their stripes throughout the season. And you've heard a lot of beautiful stuff here tonight that know that we have. Barry is not new to leadership. He served as a founding chair of the Leadership Palm Beach County. I'm not going to do all of the pieces, but he did some things that were important to us. He was a founding board chair of the Children's Service Council. He was previously a Florida chair of ADL. He has served on boards. He has led boards, both in the Jewish community and in the broader community. And those experiences have given them the skills to be the quarterback of our federation to take this team into the Super Bowl. The volunteers who are working with them, they have to be people who get it. I know Barry gets it, and I'm pleased to say, having worked with many of you over the past couple of years, many years, we have a team here that gets it. So Barry, please join me up here. So he's coming the way. You have a lot of challenges. Come on up, Barry. Since we're both wearing the same outfit tonight, yeah. But
Forgot your red tie.
I didn't have a red. I didn't get that part of the notice. I got the blue coat and the gray pants. That's the best I could do. Barry, you got a lot of challenges ahead of you. We know how well Susan has handled in the past year, the past 2 years. It's my pleasure to say that I hereby install you as the chair. And in 2 years, you're going to join a good group of people, of ex-chairs. Congratulations to you as being the next chairman of the board. You'll be great. I can get off there by second.
Well, good evening, everyone. We're almost at the end. Thanks to Michael and Samantha. It's okay. Thanks to Michael and Samantha for chairing this meeting, and thanks to all of you, dedicated supporters of the Federation that are here this evening. And of course, special thanks to Sandy, who has taught us so much over the years. I want to thank my family for being here, my children, Zach, Jeremy, and Rachel. Rachel knows every time I talk about my grandchildren, I get verklempt. My grandchildren, Jesse and Blake, who are here. And Joey and Leslie could not be here because they're both graduating from college next week. My brother Jerry came here from Massachusetts to join us tonight with Leslie. He's a past board chair of his federation in Western Massachusetts. I'm quite humbled to stand before you this evening as the new board chair of one of the most respected and one of the fastest growing Jewish organizations in North America. I take great inspiration from the way Susan has led our federation for the past 2 years during very challenging times for the global Jewish community and even for our own Jewish Palm Beach community. Susan, you are an outstanding leader, a great friend, and you're going to be a tough act to follow. My friend Hope, thank you very much for your kind words. Take good care of Jean. Let's all take a moment to acknowledge previous board chairs whose names should be on the screen, some of whom are here with us tonight or will be watching. And also, if they change the screen, we will recognize board chairs who have passed away. 60 years ago, when I was a junior in high school, I met Margie Goldstein. This is the other time I get left. Without Margie's unconditional love and support for 60 years, I would not be here tonight. 50 years ago, which was 10 years later, Margie and I moved to Florida. We made our first gift to Federation of $180. When I came home and I told Margie I made this gift, she said, "We just had another baby. Can we afford it?" That's okay. We made that gift because a Federation ambassador called me and took me to lunch and explained my responsibility to the global Jewish community. I was asked to give, and I responded. One Jew asking another Jew to help a third Jew. 40 years ago, where's Barry? She thought I got the first award, but I didn't get the first one. But I got it 40 years ago. I received the Robert and Seal Levy Young Leadership Award and led our Federation's first business and professional mission to Israel. In the past 40 years, I've had many activities at our Federation at one time or another and traveled to Israel 15 times. Not as many as Susan, but been there a lot. October 7th, Israel's world and the world of the global Jewish community was turned upside down. Today is day 216. Israel is the country of the Jewish people, and we will not let anyone take it away. The world is changing, but not anti-Semitism. Anti-Zionism is just another rejection of the rights of the Jewish people. Some of us may go to synagogue every Shabbat. Some may play golf or tennis instead. We may have different views on the politics of Israel, and we may have different views on the politics right here in the United States. These differences don't matter. Today, I think we can all agree that we are in a fight for the survival of the Jewish people. We all want a peaceful and productive world for our children and grandchildren. Susan has told you about all the incredible activities of our Federation during the past few years. We support our community, the people in Israel, and Jews in 70 countries around the world. You should all be extremely proud of the senior leadership team and staff of our Federation, led by Michael. They are very capable and dedicated to our mission. And I know they were asked to stand before, but I'm asking them to stand again and be recognized. All the Federation staff. To the community members in the audience, you should also be extremely proud of yourselves and your accomplishments. You are an amazing group of dedicated and capable volunteers and leaders. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is the strongest group of staff and lay leaders we have ever had in the history of this Federation. And I know, because I've been here a long time. The future is in our hands, and the future is in good hands. We must respond to today's challenges. There is no alternative. You have asked me, many of you, about my priorities as a board chair. Well, here they are. We have a blueprint for the next 3 years, a strategic plan, as you heard, created by a dedicated committee led by Steve Ellison. We will begin implementing this plan tomorrow. We don't have any time to waste. We should all be deeply grateful for the dedicated work of Steve, the Strategic Planning Committee. Give them another round of applause. You all received the summary of the strategic plan. I encourage you to take it home and review it. The entire plan is available for you to view on the website. Now I'm ready to get to work with the board, the committees, and the Federation professionals to implement the strategic plan. This will ensure Federation is poised and ready for Jewish Palm Beach's next chapter. We will take advantage of the Federation's strengths and the successes and propel us to an even higher level. We are going to use technologies and best practices of world-class organizations. We will invest in our most important resources, our volunteer and professional leaders, with training and recruitment and retention efforts. We will take a critical look at where we have room to improve and grow, especially to have better insights into our constituents so that we can strengthen our relationships with them. Remember my story about being asked to lunch by a Federation ambassador and making my first Federation gift. We must remain prepared to address external factors that are beyond our control, like pandemics, economic struggles, wars, and surges in anti-Semitism. We must optimize our response to the factors that are within our control, like keeping our finger on the pulse of what's happening right here at home. Bless you. The implementation of the strategic plan will position us to work with our partner organizations, care for people in need globally and locally, expand our participation in Jewish life, especially with younger generations, so they can be prepared to confront anti-Semitism while continuing to mobilize support for Israel. And we must fulfill our commitments to donors, leaders, and community members in Jewish Palm Beach and our duty to Jews around the world. Today we are in the midst of Federation's campaign for the future. Slide. I think. It says here, slides. There it is. The generous donors you see on the screen and the incredible founding community visionaries have each made donations of $1 million or more to the campaign. We are incredibly thankful for their support. We need this now more than ever. And now I want to mention several aspects of fundraising that are woven into the strategic plan. I'm enthusiastic about working alongside our incoming development and campaign chair, Rhonda Starr, and Federation's Chief Development Officer, Matt Kernkraut, to keep building on the momentum that we've achieved so far. We also have to maintain a strong relationship with our local Jewish organizations. As a past board chair of the JCC, I understand how important it is for Federation to frequently and effectively communicate and assist the agencies in their growth and development. Today we have the strongest group of agency execs we have ever had in our community. Jesse Rosen at the JCC, Mark Hopen at Alpert JFS, Richard Quank at Meyer Prep, Alan Sadowski at Kramer Senior Services, and Adam Collette at Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach. Let's give those gentlemen a hand. We must continue to support their missions and help them work effectively. Our efforts in that area will be led by Lynn Pasekis and Melissa Arden, Chief Planning Officer. We must also emphasize the growth of our endowment funds through the William A. Meyer Jewish Community Foundation. We have seen during the past 6 months how important it is to have a sufficient base of endowment reserves to meet our obligations during times of great unanticipated needs. This effort will be led by Chair Keith Braun and Rachel Berg, Executive Director of the Meyer Jewish Community Foundation. We must expand our community engagement by attracting many more donors, ambassadors, and volunteers to meet the growing needs in our community. We must rise to this challenge. We have no choice, and this effort will be led by all of you here in this room. And with that, I'd like to ask Michael to come to the stage for some final remarks. Am Yisrael Chai.
Thank you, Barry, for your leadership, for your partnership. I look forward to working with you. And I've duly noted that if I want you to cry, I have to talk about Margie and your grandkids. I will make you cry, Barry. I will make you cry. And Susan, once again, thank you. You are a shining example of leadership. Every year, I'm absolutely inspired to be of the accomplishments of our board, and this year is no exception. And I really want to thank every member of the board. You have stepped up in extraordinary ways during this year, which has been an absolutely extraordinary time. So to all of our board members and all of our dedicated leaders, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we want to acknowledge several shining stars in our community as we present a few awards. In 2022, we created the Hope Silverman Campaigner of the Year Award, named for our Media Past Board Chair and one of our most dedicated and most effective campaigners, Hope Silverman. This award honors an individual who demonstrates leadership and encourages new and increased commitments to the campaign and is a role model for their peers. Hope, please join me on the stage. And now it is my pleasure to announce the 2024 Hope Silverman Campaigner of the Year Award goes to Ken Tillman. For nearly 25 years, Kenny, get out of the endowment, Ken. For almost 25 years, Ken has been an active donor, leader, and campaigner with our federation and with many of our partner agencies. He is a true volunteer at heart, and along with his wife of blessed memory, Bernice, was dedicated countless hours to the campaign and to our leadership. Ken is a former chair of the Southern Communities Campaign and has led efforts to secure gifts in more than 50 gated communities. After October 7th, Ken once again exhibited his signature compassion and his chutzpah, but when he stood at the Levin Palace dining room at Morse Life during dinner and declared to his fellow diners and residents, "I stand with the people of Israel." And he encouraged the room to follow suit and encouraged them to donate to Federation Israel Trauma Relief Fund, and they did. A couple of days later, Ken, alongside his close friend Ellen Falk, personally came to the Federation office to deliver me an overstuffed envelope with checks from their neighbors and friends to the Federation campaign. This is what we call leadership in the face of tragedy. Ken, on behalf of a very grateful community, thank you for your chutzpah and mazal tov on receiving this year's Hope Silverman Campaigner of the Year Award. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Careful. Careful. I don't know who's helping who? There. Our community is fortunate to have our Friedman Commission for Jewish Education and many incredible talented educators teaching our children and preschoolers, synagogue schools, and in our day school. And today we are awarding a special educator with the CJE Hidush Award. This year's recipient is Sandy Walensky. Where are you, Sandy? Woo! Director of the Temple Beth Torah Leonie Argudi Preschool. Congratulations. This award is given to a teacher or a school director who has used creativity, communication, and collaboration to improve or develop new and innovative ways of teaching and learning at a Jewish school and has encouraged others to do the same. Sandy is a passionate and dedicated about early childhood education, and for more than 30 years, Sandy has been cherished as a forward-thinking educator in our community. Sandy, mazal tov on receiving this award. The second CJE award is the inaugural Dor Chadash Award. Dor Chadash means new generations, and this inaugural Dor Chadash Award recipient is Benjamin Bagatelle from Temple Israel in West Palm Beach. This award is given to a volunteer classroom aide who exhibits tremendous leadership skills and initiative while working in a Jewish educational spaces. At just 15? Yeah? Dang. Wow. He's taller than me, too. At just 15 years old, Benjamin has already been a volunteer at Temple Israel for many years, working with students in kindergarten through the 3rd grade. He is admired by teachers and by parents and by his peers. Benjamin, mazal tov on this award. If you are the future of Jewish education, we are in amazing, amazing hands. Congratulations. He's taller than me. And now a series of bittersweet goodbyes for us. We are sending off some of our community's Shinshanim, a dynamic trio of young adults who our federation has brought here 10 months ago. Neo, Gaia, and Ashley, please come up here. So full disclosure on this one, this is not a, my family has been hosting Neo for this pretty much almost the entire year, along with the Haspels. And I actually want to thank all the other host families. So come on up, guys, come on up. These are three of the most remarkable young people who arrived last fall with expectations of energizing our community's connections with the people and culture of Israel during their gap year in between high school and their service in the Israeli Defense Force. Then October 7th happened, and these three amazing, amazing individuals have been away from their families and friends and their country, experiencing the horrors of war at a distance. But I will tell you that they are mature beyond their years, and their resilience has been nothing short of inspiring and absolutely remarkable. They have brought comfort to us when we needed to be comforted during the war, and they represented their country here in our community with clarity and with passion. Each of you were truly meant to be here this year during a tragic year in Israel, but we absolutely thank you for being of service in our community and representing Israel at the highest levels possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wish you b'hatzlacha and toda rabah. Bye. I also want to thank the Federation staff. I won't make them stand again because it'll be a workers' compensation issue, but I will tell you, we by far have the most talented and most extraordinary Federation staff in the entire Federation system, so my heart and appreciation goes out to our Federation staff. And there's a couple of people we want to congratulate. One, Kathy Siegel and Wilma Turk. Please join me up here for a much-deserved congratulations. Where are you? Kathy joined our federation in 1998 as controller, and over the years has risen to the ranks to serve as our chief financial officer. Kathy has had a profound impact on our federation, and for the last 26 years has led us with the highest standards of professionalism and integrity. Wilma Turk, come on up, Wilma, come on up. Has led our Yad Hebrew School for children with differing abilities for the past 20 years. Under Wilma's leadership, Yad has provided high-quality Jewish learning experiences for hundreds of children who would otherwise have had a limited exposure to Jewish learning. Wilma embodied the program's philosophy that all children deserve open gateways to participate in Jewish learning experiences, as well as Jewish rites of passages, including bar and bat mitzvahs. Amy Smith is retiring from her role as administrative assistant in the Marketing and Communications Department, concluding 24 years of dedicated service to Federation. Wilma, Kathy, and Amy, thank you for your incredible service and dedication to our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. The retention of our staff and the development of their professional practice is one of our highest priorities at our federation. Please join me in celebrating the 10-year anniversaries of the following staff. Please rise and don't follow workers' comp. Melissa Arden, Jeff Lincoln, Chrissy Reinhardt, Shannon Schneider, Dawn Schwabel, and Colin Shallow. Please rise. And one final celebration, which has become my favorite, announcing the recipient of the Debbie Rochfeld Professional Leadership Award. Debbie, please come to the stage. The anticipation is building. This award was created in honor of Debbie, who was Federation's longtime Chief Operations Officer and who had a distinguished 40-year career in the Jewish Federation system locally here in Palm Beach and at the national level. And each year we honor a member of our team for exhibiting exceptional leadership. This award includes a stipend to the recipient to participate in a professional development experience of their choice. And although every single member of our team is deserving of this incredible award, this year's recipient has shown remarkable passion and dedication and leadership. And now, drum roll, please. This is my favorite. Long pause for drama. The winner of the 2024 Debbie Rochelle Professional Leadership Award goes to Shannon Schneider. What? For those of you who don't know Shannon, she's not in the forefront of our work, but she is a big part of the glue that keeps our federation going. Shannon has served as our federation for the past 10 years and is now assistant controller. She epitomizes what it means to be a supportive colleague and the consummate team player. And when the war in Israel broke out and we needed to send money over to our partners in Israel from our allocations and donor contributions as quickly as possible, Shannon immediately rolled up her sleeves and got the job done. And in a year when there was a significant amount of turnover in the finance department, Shannon again rolled up her sleeves, stepping up to help and often learning other people's jobs. And since we are talking about the finance department, let's take a quick look at some of the numbers. Shannon has facilitated almost 5,000 payments, wire transfers, and checks to our local and overseas partners and vendors.
That number's higher now.
Double stipend. She's a good accountant. And more than 45 of our staff have received training from Shannon on how to manage our financial systems over the past 2 years, which is a big part of our onboarding process. Shannon is also being recognized for serving as a quiet role model related to her positive can-do attitude. Consistently, no matter how busy, whether it's in the midst of the audit or processing a significant volume of the security grants to synagogues, that's probably why the number is higher, Shannon approaches her work and her colleagues with enthusiasm. She's also on the Federation's social committee, committed to building a positive, fun culture within our organization. Shannon, congratulations on winning the Debbie Rochelle Professional Leader Award. And you can say a few words.
Okay, this is a surprise. I was not expecting this. This is amazing. I owe a great deal of gratitude to Kathy Siegel. She hired me 10 years ago, and it has been wonderful getting to work with her and learning from her. And then Leah came on board, and I've learned a lot more working with her. And to all of the board members that I've worked with on getting check signatures and things that I've needed, thank you for all your help with that. I'm truly, truly grateful.
Thank you, everyone, for an extraordinary year for our community. Thank you for your leadership, for your support and your dedication. And we look forward to going to new heights next year. Have a good night.